Hi everybody, it's Cody at Cody's Reading Time. I'm back with another story from Nature Myths and Stories for Little Children. And this story is called The Grateful Foxes. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. It was springtime in Japan, and the blossoms hung thick on the cherry trees. Butterflies and dragonflies fluttered over the golden colza flowers in the fields. The rice birds chirped merrily. Everything seemed to say, "How good it is to live in days like these." A beautiful princess, Oharu-san, sat on the bank of a stream gaily pulling the lilies. All the maidens of her court were with her. Along the riverbank came a troop of noisy, laughing boys carrying a young cub fox. They were trying to decide who would have its skin and who its liver. At a safe distance from them, in a bamboo thicket, Father Fox and Mother Fox sat looking sadly after their little cub. The princess's heart was filled with pity, and she said, "Boys, pray loose the little fox. See his parents weeping in the rocks." The boys shook their heads. "We shall sell the fox's skin," they said. "The liver, too, if well powdered, will be used to cure fevers in the fall." "Listen," cried Oharu-san. "It is springtime, and everything rejoices. How can you kill such a small, soft beast? See, here is twice your price. Take it all." And she drew copper money and silver money from her girdle. The boys placed the little frightened animal in her lap and ran away, pleased to be so rich. The cub felt the touch of her soft hand and trembled no longer. She loosened carefully the knot and noose and string. She stroked the red fur smooth again and bound up the little bleeding leg. She offered it rice and fish to eat, but the black eyes plainly said, "This is very nice, but I hear my parents grieving near yonder bean-straw stack. I long to go and comfort them." She set the little fox gently on the ground and, forgetting its wounded leg, it leapt through the bushes at one happy bound. The two old foxes gravely looked it over neck and breast. They licked it from its bushy tail to its smooth brown crown. Then, sitting up on their haunches, they gave two sharp barks of gratitude. That was their way of saying, "We send you thanks, sweet maid." As she walked home by the riverside, all the world seemed more beautiful to Oharu-san. The summer came, and the blossoms upon the cherry trees became rich, ripe fruit. But there was no joy in the emperor's house. His daughter, the gentle Oharu-san, was ill. She grew paler and weaker each day. Physicians came from far and near and shook their heads gravely. When the emperor's magician saw her, he said, "No one can heal such sickness. A charm falls upon her every night which steals away her strength. He alone can break the spell who, with sleepless eyes, can watch beside her bedside until sunrise." Gray-haired nurses sat by her until morning, but a deep sleep fell upon them at midnight. Next, 80 maidens of the court who loved her well kept bright lights burning all the night, yet they too fell asleep. 5 counselors of state watched her with her father at the bedside, though they propped their eyes open with their fingers, yet in the middle of the night slumber overcame them. All believed that the gentle maid must die. The emperor was in despair, but Ito, a brave soldier, said, "I shall not sleep. Let me one night guard the sweet Oharu-san." Her father led him to the chamber just at midnight. Ito felt his eyes grow heavy. He rose and held his sword above his head. "Rather will I die than sleep," he said. Then came a great struggle. Often his head nodded, but his love and strength, Ito conquered sleep. Suddenly, he heard a voice which said, "Great fox's livers and the princess's rice broth, and all her ills will disappear." The next morning the hunters searched far and near for foxes. They knew that to the emperor a fox was worth its weight in gold. All day and night they were in the woods without food or rest. At last they came sadly back to their homes. They brought no fox. "All the foxes know," they said, "and have hidden themselves away." The emperor, in grief and anger, cried, "Must my child perish? Shall a princess die for the lack of one poor fox?" She was never willing that one should be slain, and this is her reward. Ito said, "I will get the fox." He started out with a knife and a net to seek it. At the entrance of the town, he met a woman dressed in strange garments. Very small and stooped she seemed to Ito. She carried a jar in her arms. She bowed low before Ito and said, "What you seek is in the jar. I have brought it from afar." "Here is gold," said Ito. "What is the price?" The woman pulled the blue hood farther over her face and said, "Another time will do. I can wait. Hasten now to the princess." Gladly Ito obeyed. They made the broth in a bowl of a beaten gold and fed it to Oharu-san. Immediately she was well, and all was joy in the emperor's house. The emperor said, "Ito, is she who brought this blessing paid?" Ito answered, "Yonder she waits at the entrance of the town." The emperor himself, in his great joy, went with Ito to meet her, but they found only a dog fox dead. Around his neck they read this message, "This is my husband here." For his child, he gives his liver to the princess dear. I, his very lowly wife, have brought it. All right, that's the end of that story. I hope you enjoyed it. And I upload new stories every single day. So subscribe and stay a while and check out all of my new videos when I post them. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.